Hi, if you're watching later. Leave me a comment if you're watching later because I go back and I read all of my comments from my live streams later. So you should leave a comment so that later I can do that. And I'm going to delete this other live stream because it was nothing. So how do I do that? Why is it not letting me do that? Rude. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Why won't it let me? Delete. Okay, there we go. Now this is the only live happening. Okay, who knows if this is gonna work. I am having an annoying day. Okay, you're gonna need to cooperate because here's the thing, it is National Suicide Prevention Day and I don't have time for you to be a pain in the butt, so stop. Okay, that's better. Alrighty. Trying to center myself, or should I like feature the tree a little more? I do love that tree. It's my favorite tree. Hi guys, I'm back. Hopefully this will work and stay working and not give me any problems. So let's see how that goes. So it is Suicide Prevention Day Awareness. What is it? Suicide Awareness Prevention. What is it? What is it? I just typed it in. What is it called? National Suicide Prevention Day. Welcome to National. And I decided to go live because I wanted to. I was gonna go live tonight anyway. And also, I actually have a story for you that has to do with suicide that's kind of ironic. So I don't want anybody to freak out. I'm totally fine now. I mean, I'll be fine. Don't worry though, I'm safe. I'm not gonna do anything. But yesterday I was having one of those days where it's not like I was like planning my suicide, but it was like I was a little bit, what is it? What do they call that? Is it ideation or whatever? Or like, I don't know. I found myself looking at really triggering suicide videos and photos and stuff and just didn't want to, trying to find out like, I don't know what I was trying to find out because I know I'll never kill myself because I've tried before and I'm so glad that it didn't happen. And I feel like as anyone who's tried to commit suicide and then survived it, I think I've never heard one person, well, there was one person, but that's it, say that that they're glad that they survived. I'm glad that I survived. But yesterday I was having one of those days and Danny was helping me clean upstairs and he was like, hey, did you know tomorrow is National Suicide Prevention Day? And I was like, really? Because like I didn't even tell him how I was feeling or anything. So he told me that and I was like, oh, okay, well I better stick around until then. And here I am. And guess what? Now I'm gonna be like, ooh, I should probably stick around till tomorrow and then the next day. So National Suicide Prevention Day kind of saved my life. So thank you, National Suicide Prevention Day. None of us deserve to do that to ourselves. That is the stupidest. We are so awesome. We are awesome human beings that deserve to live and that, yes, I changed my glasses, shut up. I found these halfway through and I was like, wait, this goes with the aesthetic. Shut up. Anyway, so anyway, I just think it's interesting that every time I want to kill myself, something happens to stop me. It's just so weird. I've told you a lot about my little stepsister and it's really hard for me to talk about because I do want to be careful of, her full blood siblings and because they're still here. Her mom passed away exactly 2 years after she died. Her name was Ashley. And exactly 2 years after she died, her mom died. And so she's got a brother, a sister, and a half-brother who's also my half-brother. Wait, is that a half-brother? Yeah, I can't do math. What? Anyway, so I always try to be like really sensitive if I do talk about it, but I know for a fact that her sister would appreciate that I tell her story in order to help other people and stuff. So yeah, so I'm thinking what we can do today is we can talk about, let's talk about suicide. Let's talk. I love you, Kim. My Aunt Kim. I love her so much. She's one of my favorite people in the whole world. She always has been. So my Aunt Kim, right there, Kim Piper, is, where do I even begin? Okay, she is my aunt on my dad's side. So she married my dad's brother, and then they got divorced. And then did you guys get married again? I think you did. Got married again, then got divorced, and then she married a really wonderful man. Love him. And through all of that, I don't think I've seen her in person in probably like a decade, but she is the most supportive, distant, I guess, relative that I have in the entire world. She supports everything I do, all my videos, all my posts. She's always commenting, she's always loving and liking and doing and just like encouraging me like all the time, and I like never even respond to her hardly ever, and yet she keeps doing it. So sorry about that, but I think it's because she understands my anxiety. A lot of people in my family do, and she's one of those people. So anyway, we love Aunt Kim. She I have how many favorite aunts on the Hassan side? Kim is. If any of the other aunts are watching, I love you all too. You all are tied for the top. How about that? Because they are. Aw, you're amazing. I love you so much. Okay, so I thought we could talk about suicide openly and safely and discuss, maybe share some experiences that you've been through, maybe share some triumphs when it comes to getting through, being suicidal and how you came out of it and stuff. Like, I think we should focus today on the positives of suicide stories, if that makes sense. So like, I feel like most people in the world, not everybody, but I feel like most people in the world probably know somebody, maybe, or knows somebody who knows somebody that committed suicide. And don't come for me in the I know, I'm sorry, I said committed suicide. I know I know that that's like not PC at all, but you know what I'm saying. So took their life. And for me, trying to think. For me, it's only been 2 people, and one of the people I didn't know at all. I mean, I probably did like as a little girl, but I don't remember. It was my mom's cousin, and then my little stepsister. And I've talked to you guys before, like a long time ago. I know I've made videos of when I tried to kill myself and what happened each time, because it happened twice. And then there were a couple other times where I was planning to do it, and then something happened to stop me. So I kind of wanted to share that. So I just want to say before I do that, obviously, huge trigger warning. This whole live stream is going to be a trigger warning. However, you should stay and you should talk about it, because that's the only way we're going to adjust and learn how to deal with life, because you know what? You, me, everyone, we're always going to be triggered in some way, right? And so how about we start facing our triggers and working on them? Listen, I have like 2 triggers left, and that's it. That's it. I have 2 triggers left in total that trigger me to the point of cutting or purging or starving or whatever. I have 2 left. That's it. So like, I'm telling you, and I'm working hard on those 2 right now. So I'm telling you, keep facing your triggers like I did. And you'll find that you're just not as triggered anymore. So yeah, just don't give up on that. Thank you, Sherry. Okay, so I just want to like try and be respectful of other people in the stories I'm about to tell you. And then I really want to hear like your guys' feedback, and also my birds are really wanting to be in the video. Do you see this like bluish green tint in my hair? Does anyone see that? Can you even see? Yeah, you can kind of see it. So I spilled paint in my hair like 2 weeks ago. So I'm really clean. I shower all the time. I always wash my hair. Moving on. I should go full on green. I actually am doing a big change soon, guys. So, like, I'm a little nervous, but I'm also really excited because I've always wanted to do this color that I'm about to do. So, stay tuned. So I think I want to tell, first of all, my two my two attempts, I guess. And then I want to tell 2 other stories where I was about to attempt, I had it all planned out, and then something happened. And I really want to be as respectful as I can to those that are in this story or know the people in this story. So I'll try and be really vague about some details just to protect them and stuff. But first, let me start with my very first suicide attempt. It was when it was either 16 or 17. I had just got my license, so it's got to be somewhere around there. I told my parents that I was going to a football game at the school, but what I really did was I sat in my car in the garage, and I shut the garage, and I turned the car on, and I rolled down the windows. And I remember getting really dizzy and sleepy, and I just started to feel, it's kind of like that feeling that you get when you get like happy gas at the dentist. That's what it started to feel like. And then all of a sudden I heard my phone ring, my cell phone, which, by the way, back then cell phones were like brand new. So they were like the really thick little Nokia. Is anybody here old enough to know what I'm talking about? I see the little phone ring, and I see that it's my mom's phone number. And so I don't know why. Obviously, something way more powerful than I am made me pick up the phone. And my mom was like, hey, can you please pick up a gallon of milk on your way home from the football game? And I was like, yeah, I can do that, no problem. And so I rolled up the window, I went to the football game, and then I got milk on the way home. Don't know why. All I needed to hear was my mom and her sweet voice, and that she's my absolute everything before I met Danny, and she and Danny are now both my everything, and she is my favorite human on planet Earth, right, Kim? She's the best. Kim loves my mom. My mom loves Kim. She's amazing, and I don't know why, just for some reason, just hearing her voice and hearing that she needed something snapped me out of it enough to go and get her what she needed. So that just kind of proves so many lessons there, like that I'm always telling you guys, if you want to distract yourself, if you want to get better from bad behaviors or whatever, then do something for somebody else. Get out of your own head, focus on somebody else for a bit, do something for them, and distract yourself with that. And that's what happened. And I lived because my mom called to ask me to get some milk, and I was about to die for real. Because I started to like go. So, and I just remember feeling grateful when I was at the store picking up the milk. I remember feeling grateful as I reached into the fridge to get the milk at the store. I remember feeling grateful that I didn't go through with it because I ended up having fun at the football game. And as a teenager, that's everything, of course, is your friends, even though I didn't have many, but still. So you never know. Story number 2 is hard to tell because, okay, well, let me just tell it. Okay, story number 2 happened when I lived with my mom. Danny and I lived with my mom for 8 years. We just moved here 3 years ago. Before that, we lived with my mom for 8 years. Is that right? Did we move here 3 years ago? 2.5? I don't know, whatever. And we were living with my mom. I got to the point of like the worst depression I'd ever had up until that point. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, Danny's going to get a better wife. He'll find a wife that will have sex with him more often and that will be able to support him more and clean the house more and be able to do all these fun things that he likes to do. And so it's totally going to benefit him. And then my mom will have to not worry about me anymore, and she won't have to cover our rent anymore and help us with groceries. And so that will save a buttload of money because she would help me with groceries, and she didn't know this, but I would spend it on binge food and all that stuff, and I would lie to her about it to get it. And so, and then I was like, in my family, I feel like maybe if I killed myself, maybe my family would finally get their shit together and come together and fix issues between them, because life is so precious. So if I can show them that, then maybe they'll fix issues. Like, I was making up every stupid scenario in my head that it was absolutely the right decision to take my life for the benefit of those that I loved. So I decided, I don't like talking about this one. It's kind of hard. I don't know why. I don't like this one. But that's why we're doing this. I'm getting like shaky. What is happening? Wow. I need some water. Hold on. Hold the phone. I promise I'm not being dramatic. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. Okay. So continuing. Yes, I'm wearing pants, not a blanket dress. Libby, where have you been? The blanket dresses have expired for now. They will be coming back around whenever we turn on the heat. So whenever that will be, that is when the blanket dresses will be back. But for now, I'm always freezing cold because it's summer and so it's cold inside, so I wear sweaters. And except I'm not right now because I wanted to wear yellow for suicide. Okay, anyway. Thanks, girl. So, okay, so I had made my decision. I had a plan. I wanted to wait till Danny went to work. So he went to work the next day, and Aw, I love you, Kim. Thank you. You're the best ever. Oh my gosh, I love you so much. Okay. So Danny went to work that day. When I got up, I went back to his shop. He used to like have a shop that sorry, I had a peach in my throat. That was in like my parents' storage room thing. So it didn't really have like ceilings or anything. It was just a bunch of like wood panels. What are those called? It's not boulders. That's what I called it last time I told this story. But then Danny was like, boulders are rocks. And I'm like, oh, well, what are those called? Beamers? That's what it is. Are those beamers? I don't know. Just wood beams. And so I decided to hang myself because sorry. I'm trying to decide what's appropriate here, Kim. Okay, I decided to hang myself because because I knew that it would be a sure thing. And, you know, I did all my research and like researched like pills versus hanging versus gas versus slitting my wrist versus all the things. And I decided that hanging would be the easiest. So I went back in his shop. I hung up the extension cord and I got up on the chair, put the thing around my neck. That's a weird feeling. What is happening? Hold on. I'm having internal dialogue happening. Huh. Okay, I was about to tell you how I told it last time, because last time that's how I felt, which was that I don't know exactly what stopped me. But now I'm remembering it, like full-fledged. I remember literally God. Just somehow a prompting, like the biggest, loudest prompting of get down, get off the chair, get down. So I did, I got down. And I went on with my day. I went and took a nap. And then later that night, I got a phone call that wow, why is this so hard? I didn't think it would be this hard. I'm really sorry. Hold on. I got a phone call from someone in the family, a distant relative, that was talking about someone else in the family, a distant relative, it's not the ones I've already told you about, who had attempted suicide and was in the hospital. I think that's all I should say. And I just remember thinking, again, like this happened again, and here's why. Because this happened other times as well. So those are the two where I actually attempted to the point where I was about to die both times. These other two I'm going to tell you, I didn't get that close, but something happened to make me stop. So we're going to go back a little bit because, this is like, I'm like sweating like crazy. Oh, I haven't talked about this for a really long time. This is really weird. Okay, so let's go back. I want to talk about the 2 times that I was planning and had the plan set for like the very next day, and then something happened to stop me. So, thanks, Kim. Hold on, I need some sugar. Those are good peaches. Man. It's not like I'm even in that place anymore. I don't know why this is, okay. All right, so time number 1, we're gonna rewind in life. It would have been 2000, I don't remember what year, but it was a long, long time ago, like well over a decade ago. And once again, I had become extremely depressed, and this was before the hanging attempt that was later, because that was my last time that I tried. So this was long before, but this was after the gas in the car, obviously. And I was married, and we lived in this little old house together, me and Danny, and I got really depressed, and we were struggling really bad financially, and like maritally, is that a word? Why did it just pause? Hold on. Now it's dying, of course. Hold on. My iPad's dying because why wouldn't it? Okay. Hopefully it won't die. We were having some marital problems. We were having lots of problems. And once again, it kind of was the same thing as the last story I just told you, where I convinced myself that, Mom wouldn't have to help us as much with money. Danny would have a wife who could contribute money-wise to the family, and who wasn't sick all the time and could clean the house, and they would have sex with him, and I can't do that, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I had just convinced myself. So I lived alone with Danny at the time, and so I decided to wait till he went to work, and I was going to hang myself in his shop, because once again, that shop in that house also had, the wood panels up there. So he went to work, and no, he didn't leave for work yet. So it was the morning of my suicide plan, and I got a phone call. Danny was just getting up for work. He hadn't left yet, though. I got a phone call saying that my little stepsister had just had taken her life, and that she had done it well, I can't even finish that sentence, so never mind. But she was 19 years old. She had 2 little girls, and obviously hearing that she had just done that when it was what I was about to do, and like hearing, I don't even know who called me. It was probably my brother, maybe, or his sister. I don't know who called me, actually, because it was so shocking. And I just remember being like, wow, this person, whoever called me, was so upset and crying, and like, I don't want to do that to people. I'm not going to do that. I shouldn't do that. And then I was like, but I will, just not right now. I'll wait till this blows over, and then not right now, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to wait. I went to the funeral for Ashley, and at the funeral, I met her 2 little girls. She had a little 3-year-old and a, I don't know, 6-month-old maybe baby. And the 3-year-old was gonna go live with her birth dad, and they didn't know the birth dad of the 6-month-old, and so they were asking around, hey, who wants to take this girl? Who wants to adopt her? Who would take her? Because they didn't know who the dad was. Ashley's mom had so much on her plate already, and then to lose her daughter like that, man. By the way, that was probably the thing that helped me the most, because I got to the viewing first, you know, where you go and you see, Kim, were you there? I know a lot of the Hassan side was there, but I don't remember if you were there. I think you were. I feel like you were there. I feel like I saw you. So I went to the viewing, and why am I laughing? If I could tell you, if I could describe to you the look on her mother's face, I was like, never would I want to do that to my mother. And I know that that's not what Ashley meant to do. I'm not saying that she's horrible for that. I'm just saying that it really did help to see that mother in excruciatingly painful tears coming out, and just inconsolable and just heartbroken, completely heartbroken. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen. And to see my little brother, who was also Ashley's little brother, my little half-brother that was her little half-brother, standing at her casket and holding her hand. Man, this is like, ugh. Okay, I don't know why, I just need to, hold on. These hide my eyes better. If I hide my eyes, then I'm more likely to let my tears come through, because I don't like to cry. I always like hold it back, and I know I shouldn't, so maybe if I put these on so I'm not as self-conscious that you can see my eyes, then maybe I'll let it out. But anyway, so the funeral was just unreal. And at the burial part of the funeral, that's when they were from different aunts and uncles and people, and my brother and his wife and me and Danny went out to lunch right after the burial. And my brother, who is extremely what's the word? We have a connection that's very like odd because we never talk really, but we know each other perfectly. Like we just have always had that connection, and we have a very spiritual connection, me and my brother, and I love that. And so we were at lunch, and my brother was like, "Do you think maybe you should adopt Hannah?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." Didn't even think twice. So we went home. I started making a plan. We told them that we wanted to adopt her. I started making a plan. We started like talking to my mom about cribs and helping us financially so we could take care of her and like getting myself better. I didn't throw up at all that day or the next day or the next day or whatever and blah, blah, blah. Like it completely turned my life around to see that there was this little baby that had nowhere to go and that needed a home. Again, proof that getting out of your own head is life-saving. So what ended up happening, the reason I don't have a daughter right now, is that I believe the birth father came forward and they did like blood tests and everything, and he took her, is I believe what happened. It was kind of weird after the funeral. A lot was going on that I wasn't a part of, so I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Okay. So, last story, 2 years later, you know, for those couple years, I had gone to therapy more. I had really tried to like help myself, and I was getting better, and I was doing so well for like a year, maybe. Not even that, like 6 months maybe. I was doing so well. I wasn't binging and purging. I was doing things for other people. I was making dinner for my parents every single night and bringing treats to old people, and like I just was doing so many good things that my body would allow me to do. And then something, you know, personal happened that made me again like fall into a depression, like really deep, and I wanted to kill myself again. And it's like I had forgotten everything I learned at Ashley's funeral and everything I saw and seeing her mom's eyes, and it's like I had forgotten it in the moment, because again, the voices come and they convince you that you sorry. That you really do deserve to die and that people would be better off without you. So I started making another plan, and the next day was Ashley's 2-year death anniversary, and I got a phone call that said that Ashley's mom had died. And she and I, sorry, I'm a little. She and I had become really close since Ashley had died. She started emailing me, my stepmom started emailing me, and we became really close, like really close. And she told me so many things, and we just, you know, by the end of her life, we knew everything about each other. Like we got really close. And when she died, I asked how she died, and they said that she died of a broken heart, which I believe is absolutely true, because obviously she died on the 2-year anniversary of her daughter's suicide. So yeah, that's probably true that she had a broken heart. However, this also taught me, because right when I heard she died, by the way, of course I didn't commit suicide. Again, I was like, no, I'm okay. Well, let's get into this, because now I'm a little concerned because of the things that she's told me. So I spent my next few days going back and reading all those emails between us, and hearing her say things of like, well, lots of stuff that went on or whatever, and what caused Ashley to kill herself and all this stuff. But also, she was telling me her story, and she was telling me how she had an eating disorder her whole life too, and that she had struggled really bad with anorexia, and then she had struggled with bulimia, and then back and forth, and still had, and she literally told me, it's made my heart really weak, and so even the littlest bit of jolt to my heart will kill me. And so I know that that's a big part of it. So again, like I got to learn from somebody that I believe in God, and you guys know this, and you know that I believe in miracles, and I believe in, um, you know what I believe in. And I truly believe that I don't want to say that like there was a reason for Ashley's death and a reason for Gina's death. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that sometimes you got to step back and look at your circumstances and really ask yourself, is there a plan for me? Because it's just weird to me that every time I tried to kill myself, something stopped me. Something important in my life stopped me. And now looking back, I'm just like, well, that happened. Um, I am so glad I'm alive. I am so glad I'm alive. If I wasn't alive, if I had gone through with my last attempt, I would have never started YouTube. Would have never found you guys. I would have never connected you with all the friends you've made in our community. I would have never been able to bring awareness to the shittiest disease on the earth. I would never have been able to learn how to love myself and to like prove to myself that I could gradually get better. Um, and I'm so grateful looking back. Like I'm just nothing but gratitude is coming to mind when I look back at those stories. Gratitude to the circumstance, even though it sucked. Gratitude to Ashley. Gratitude to Gina. Gratitude to my mom. Gratitude to Danny. And most of all, gratitude to God and, you know, the spirit that stopped me on that last try. And I learned, like I was able to see pain in people's eyes. And when I went to my stepmom's funeral, again, I got to witness her son, which is my half brother, who would have been, I don't even know, maybe 7 at the time. I don't know, something like that. And again, just watching him and the pain in her kids, all of her kids' eyes was just heart-wrenching. And she was only a couple years older than I am now. Well, a few years older. I think she was 40 or 41, something like that. She was really young. And her heart just wasn't strong enough to handle the heartbreak of her daughter because her heart was already weak from her eating disorders. And then the heartbreak of her daughter, it just, you know, so I'm grateful for them. And now, almost every time now, because I've had so many experiences now, almost every time, that's what stops me. It's almost like I feel Gina and Ashley on my shoulders and being like, babe, you've got more to do. Do not come home to us. You don't belong there. You belong here right now, type of a thing. And I just know that when I see them again someday, I'm going to give them the biggest hugs and thank them for the lessons that came, and also just hug them. And I can't imagine the pain that anyone like to actually go through with it is. Here's the thing, you hear this all the time, but I want to reiterate it because it's very important. Do not make a permanent decision on a temporary feeling. I am a firm believer, because of what I've been through in my life, that time does heal. So let it heal. Wait. Don't do it. Wait. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're planning and wait. And I promise you that someday it will get better. And when it does, you're going to be the strongest, strong-ass woman or man out there that can tackle this effed up world and do something good in the world and use your pain to do something good in the world. So do not give up and wait. Just wait. There's another quote that someone sent me one time, or I don't know. I think I posted it, but someone sent it to me. Oh crap! Now I forget what it was. Crap! What was I gonna say? What was I saying before that? Damn it! This can be really good and really like awesome. Dang it! What was I gonna be? What was it? Crap! What was I talking about? Dang it! It was gonna be a good one. Maybe it'll come back later. If it comes back later, I'll go leave it in the comments of this video. What was I saying before that? Hold on. It gets better. Oh, everything works out in the end. No. Yeah, everything works out in the end. And if it hasn't worked out yet, then it's not the end. Or something like that. So don't give up. If you're at that dark place, it's not the end for you. So don't give up, because in the end, you will find peace. You will find happiness. And if you're not there yet, then keep going, because you will be. Give it time. Get there. Okay, so now, man, that was, I don't, wow. Okay, so now I kind of want to know your guys' thoughts, and maybe do any of you want to share anything? Does anyone have any thoughts or questions or stories that you can share or anything like that? Decluttering Shanny is, the next episode is filmed now, so that's good. I just have to edit it and upload it, and it's going to be the worst one ever. So it might take a couple more days to edit, but it's going to be the worst episode ever. And by that, I mean the most disgusting one. So maybe the best episode. If you like disgusting drama, then you should come watch me clean a depressed bulimic's bathroom. It's really, really, really pretty. Anyway. Yeah, I love that quote, Errol. The very thing I did was live when I wanted to die. I love that. You went through a suicide attempt with your son, Sherry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you have to go through the storm to get to the rainbow. Yeah, I love that. Yay, Holly. I hope you're feeling better. Wow. Haley said, I've attempted suicide once, and ever since I've had many thoughts or periods of time that go on for weeks where all that's on my mind is my own death, was my own death. So why'd you stick around, Haley? I want to know. I'll post a video to my story, Shanny. I've had suicidal thoughts going back to when I was around 6 years old. I should be dead by now, but something has kept me here for a good reason. It's so true. Looking back on my life, I have been suicidal more than I've been normal. Like, I've been in a suicidal brain more than I've been in a normal brain. But I've only attempted a couple times. But like, I've had a brain of, well, that's how I'm gonna die someday. So it's coming, get ready, type of a thing. Do you ever feel like your ed is a passive death wish? Probably. Sometimes I feel like mine is, but other times I don't think so, because I fear dying from my bulimia, but also want it to kill me other times. Yes, that is. And like, people ask me that all the time, Emily, and I'm sure they ask you too. Emily is another YouTuber, by the way. She is the one that like boosted my channel. When I very first started, she had like 20,000 subscribers, and she saw one of my videos and she gave me a shout out on her channel, and that boosted my channel big time, and I'll forever be grateful for her. She's the reason you're all here right now, so thank you. Go subscribe to her, Emily Beacon Flower. She's an incredible human. But yeah, absolutely, I feel that way all the time. like back, and sometimes it's more like prominent in the front of your head, and sometimes it's just buried so far back that you can't really feel it. But really, yeah, I do believe that eating disorders are a way of a slow suicide type thing. Absolutely. I love you too, girl. I'm sorry, Kristen. My best friend attempted. I remember how heartbroken it was when I found out. I'm so... Did she survive? Because you just said she attempted. We love you, Chloe. That's awesome, pups. You're amazing. Wait, what? So I had it from growing up, attempted suicide, I think 7 times. She had an insanely tragic story. You had what? A friend, maybe, is what you mean? Attempted suicide, I think 7 times. She had an insanely tragic story. Ended up having 3 children from sexual abuse, and it was heart-wrenching. It was a heart-wrenching couple of years. The last time she was in the ICU for a month, we seriously nearly lost her. Trust me when I say those people do care about you, and there will be people that will be crushed if you take your own life. It's so true. And it's so ironic that, like, my thinking, and I'm sure a lot of people's thinking, is always, well, if I do this, I'm actually making it easier on the ones that I love because they don't have to deal with my bullshit anymore because my life is a joke type thing. But really, it's the opposite. It would kill them if I killed myself. And they don't deserve that. I would do anything to protect my family. And so that's how I know that I'll never, ever, ever do it again. I've just had too many things that have stopped me. Now I'm to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do it. I can't. Brooke, my dad committed suicide when I was 9 and I'm 21 now. Oh my gosh. And I'm still trying to figure out those feelings, so I don't want anything to think that it happens fast or any kind of easy. I'm so sorry, Brooke. No, absolutely. Take all the freaking time you need, Brooke. Are you kidding? Dude, if it takes you 40 years to get over it, you're never going to get over it, but if it takes you 40 years to process it, that's okay. Like, that is a painful, I can't even, like, imagine. Wait, what did you mean? Hold on. I don't want anyone to think that it happens fast. Oh, okay. Well, I kind of knew what you were saying, but wow. Yeah. Yeah. When my suicidal thoughts are at its worst, I try to focus on the fact that I don't want to transfer my feelings onto my mother and father. They do deserve that burden and ultimate rejection. They do not deserve, sorry. They don't deserve that burden and ultimate rejection. Is it hot in here? You can't answer me. Bobby pins. I never get hot. What is happening? This is clearly a stressful topic for me to talk about. Whew. Okay. I'm sorry, Jada. I told my mom I had suicidal thoughts and she didn't really take it seriously for some reason, and that broke me. Honestly, like, yeah, I love that, Dahlia. Everyone do what Dahlia just said. She said, I think it would be nice if everyone in the chat could provide a personal example of something that proved to them that there is a reason to stay. If they have one, we all do, I'm sure of it. I love that, Dahlia. Thank you. So everyone put your reason to stay. Everyone, do it. I'm sorry your mom didn't believe you or take it seriously. That's not fair to you. I mean, maybe you could talk to her and ask her to get rid of her, don't say this, but like, ask her to do some research on it, what it's like, suicide ideation, suicide attempts, suicidal thoughts, all the different levels of it. Maybe all she needs is to be educated. Maybe she's just a little bit ignorant. A lot of parents are, hence this channel. Do you hear me, parents? Are you out there, parents? Listen to your children. I would tie up my hair, but I'm really self-conscious in this shirt. Isn't that stupid? I don't know why. I think I'm not, I don't like to put my hair up a lot because I just think it's not attractive on me. See, like, who's gonna, that's not cute. No one does this, do they? Your mom, your dad, nieces, nephews, and my puppies. I love that. Okay, I'll just put it in a pony for now until I get self-conscious enough that I want to take it back down, because that will happen for sure. Let's see. My mom, dad, nieces, nephews, and my puppies love it. My family, when I said I wouldn't do it, their love stopped the thoughts. I love that. You're having twins? That's wonderful, Finny. Congratulations. Wow, I just found out I was pregnant when I told I couldn't get pregnant, and now you're having twins? Shut the front door. That's incredible. I am so happy for you. My reason right now is when I walk outside from class or going to class, and the sun and its warmth just hits me. It's my favorite thing right now to feel the warmth. I love that. Hi Emily, just wanted to admit and say I also think that people have reasons to stay alive for themselves. I agree. I know people who have families who are just awful, but they are amazing people. Yeah, like create your own reason and do it for yourself. If you don't feel that kind of love for anybody in your world, then yeah, absolutely. I like that a lot. Thanks, Rachel. My reason, when I used to have a blog on Tumblr during my late teens, someone about a year ago messaged me that they followed me back then, that I was the reason they are currently 5 years binge purge free. That's incredible, Emily. Are you kidding? See, that's the type of stuff that saves lives. If you serve other people and they are grateful for you because you affected them in something so positively that they remember you and they appreciate you, and those are the experiences you got to keep living for, because they're so worth it. Let's see. Something so simple as raising and releasing monarch butterflies just inspires me. Watching them fly away free, it's beautiful. I really love that. That's awesome. Having said what I've said, this is Emily again, haha. My reason is my family, cats, boyfriend, and friends. Love it. Also, I like to think and hope I can make the world a better place someday and help others, even if in small ways. Do it! Start a channel! Everyone has one these days. You might as well jump on board. I'm always encouraging people because I don't care if it comes from my channel or what. I just want like as much awareness out there. So even if you got a channel and you got 1 million subscribers, I I would send all my people your way. I don't care where it's coming from. I just want more people to be aware and involved in this amazing community because it has saved many lives, including my own. So, yeah, I don't think I told you about yesterday about why I wanted to kill myself. Did I? Did I say? I don't think I said that part because I know it involved you guys and I don't remember telling you that, so I don't think I did. Did I? Someone remind me. That was like an hour ago. I don't remember that far back. I love all of these reasons, guys. Carrie, reason to stay to take care of my parents as they age and be there for my husband and cats. I also could do that to my students. I'm a teacher. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are awesome. Look at this. Aw, thank you. Yeah, you're doing it right. Thank you for the $1.99. You're really sweet and cute. You get to ask me whatever you want. If you give me money, you get to ask me whatever you want. Ew, I feel weird doing that. Never mind. But thank you. Seriously, thank you. Because YouTube doesn't like to pay me because I talk about real things. So apparently that's, a little more inappropriate than Trisha Paytas putting her nipples and people showing hanging men in forests and shooting and murdering squirrels on video. But talking about eating disorders, don't do it. That's awful. How dare you even think of doing that? So anyway, you don't have to have money. It's okay. But thank you, Jada. I really do appreciate that. Is it bad that you still have Ed thoughts? No, it's normal. Look, I think that Ed, I feel like he's always going to be there, but I feel like we can get to a point where he is dormant, like a volcano, like the volcanoes that are dormant. Not like Dante's Peak where they thought it was dormant and then it exploded, although that does sound like my volcano, but also the where it's actually dormant and then like only if certain shifts happen on the earth does it become not dormant again and then it explodes again. So you just gotta like keep it dormant even though it's always gonna be there and you're always gonna have the thoughts. Just keep it not working. Did that make any sense to anyone? Because it did to me. Next. Thanks, girl. Yellow is suicide prevention awareness. Suicide awareness. National Suicide Prevent. I can't get it right. National Suicide Prevention Day. The color is yellow. So, hence we're in my yellow sunflower kitchen. Yeah. Well, as long as you're not acting on it, then that's great, and your baby will be healthy. Do it for your baby. When I found out I was pregnant for those 16 hours before it was confirmed that it was a miscarriage, I'm not kidding, like my whole world turned around and I was like, I'm never throwing up again. I'm gonna get off of this medication that could be bad for the baby and this medication, and I'm gonna start exercising more and getting my body healthy and eating more nutrients, and like all of a sudden, like that's what became the most important thing to me. I don't think people should have babies just to save their lives, but if you are pregnant and you are struggling, I think that that baby would damn well give you permission to use them as motivation to get better so that when they get here, you can give them the life that they deserve because you'll be stronger by the time they get there. So take your time while you're pregnant, get yourself mentally better so that that baby doesn't have a job when it gets here other than to eat and sleep and cry and burp and poo. So, but until then, absolutely use your baby as motivation. How did I get the sunflowers in my tree? So I just laid them there, a lot of them, and then some of them still had the stems, like a stem that's like that long. So I just like stuck the flower in the tree by the stem, and some of them are just kind of laying on there. So they stay pretty well. They're pretty cute. I need to go get my meds because I forgot to take it. Do you guys want me to keep going? What do you guys think? Should we keep this live going? What do you guys want to do? Because if I can, I just need to run upstairs real quick. But let me know what you would like to do. Anyone? Bueller? If you know that movie, tell me. And we can be friends forever. Even though I don't know if I like that movie anymore. I haven't seen it for so long. I should watch it. Keep going, keep going. Oh wow, lots of keep goings. Okay, I'll be right back. You guys entertain each other and I can't breathe and tell new people where I went. But I will be right back. Oh, my foot's asleep. That's not good. Oh crap. My foot is completely asleep. What do I do? What do I do? Crap. Oh, hey, bud. Wow, big ass butt. Okay, be right back. Oh, it's asleep. It's hard to pull my foot up the stairs because it's asleep. Oh no, it's like really heavy. What is happening? Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. I'm back. Okay. What about Instagram? Yeah, so come join our Instagram lives if you're not already. However, I am considering strongly, where am I? Why am I not showing up? Is it frozen? What the heck? Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? What is happening? Can you guys see me? That's weird. I can't see me either. What on earth? Hello? Come back. What do I do? Hold on. Let me try something. I'll be right back. Hold on.